Hello, my fellow senseis. My name is Dynomas, and today we are going to talk about JPBA's recent anniversary update. But we aren't going to talk about the new students. What we are going to talk about are the new features of the game. This includes the Battle Pass, UE60, the new Gacha reward system, the Pyroxene shop, the new feature for special units, and finally the archive recruitment banner. However, since the BP and UE60 are going to be a bit long, I've decided to make this into two parts. This video's goal is to give global players the needed info to better understand what we're getting ourselves into 4 to 5 months from now. This will also include my personal takes. So with that being said, let's begin. Starting off with the BP. So as far as I know, the free version of the BP, like most BPs, doesn't really give much. You literally only get gray to blue tier rewards, and those at most will only help beginner to early game senseis. However, the gray to blue tier artifacts are at least useful for talent unlocks. Now for the real deal. The Battle Pass tier rewards on the 3,000 yen, which is about 20 USD, are the following: 600 Pyroxenes, 20 ticket pulls, 20 ticket archive pulls, a Mika furniture, plenty of upgrade bats, 120 purple report experience, and finally 30 million credits. The max tier that costs 3,500 yen is all of the above that I've mentioned previously, plus an additional 200 Pyroxenes and a moving title badge, Starry Night. Now, BPs as a whole is already a controversial feature in games. These plague the live service games that we know of today. That includes a good amount of gacha games too. Most of the time, this system sucks. It's a shitty way to give players retention and take out more of their time. Also, another bad part, some items will also be locked in the paid version, like one of Mika's furniture. Yes, it is in fact uncraftable, and for the first time, we have a furniture that we cannot get as a free-to-play within an event. Now you might say, well, it's just a piece of furniture. What gives? The problem is it could get worse if they continue in the future. Also, BPs usually go together within the release date of the game and not like 4.5 fucking years later. They are probably testing the waters if majority of the players like it or not. So they might not even continue this. Personally, I'm in the negative about this feature. Hell, even few JP players don't agree with BP being a thing. But if the exclusive rewards don't get worse, and it's mostly just a way to gain more mats, then I'm kinda okay with it. Plus, I have heard a couple of times about BA not getting enough money, although I'm unsure on how much I trust on that info just yet. The only other good thing I'd say is that they won't reduce our rewards that we usually get in exchange for the Battle Pass. Surely, right? Next up is UE60, the new endgame level for students. If I am being honest, this might be the dark horse of this update. But it might not be too bad due to the new Gacha reward system, which we'll get into that later. So here's the ability increase for students when unlocking the 4-star weapon, or also known as UE60. For striker students, 10% of the bullet efficiency will be added according to their own bullet attributes. This means their attack type is 10% more effective against armor that is weak against it. For special students, 0.5 cost will be added to the cost limit bar, meaning with 2 UE60 special units in your team will make the cost bar be 11, while 4 special units will make it 22 in the final restriction modes. Now, how about the student fragments that are required to unlock the 4-star? You're going to need 200 ellipses of the corresponding student, and 2 million credits are required to actually, use it or unlock 4-star. After that, you need around 4 million credits and weapon upgrade mats to level 68. Now, to celebrate the unlocking of 4-star UE or UE60, 2,500 Eligma fragments will be given away for free upon the update. Now, when I first saw this during the live stream, I thought, okay, they're giving us a compensation, so I'm sure this is fine. Then I take a look further on the requirement and wow, that's still quite a lot of ellipse needed. Finally, I saw one of my Discord members' take on this, and I'd say it's actually a good one. Although, take this with a grain of salt, since I believe he might not have known about the new reward system yet during the time of him saying this. So, Fiani F says, a lengthy text about why BP is your least concern. Eligma economy with UE60 update is going to be garbage. Total pyroxenes needed is 24,000, considering worst possible luck situation. You'll have to roll 200 to get one character, and 24,000 pyroxenes is needed for 200 rolls. Each roll is approximately $2.085 or SGD, which brings up to a total of $417 needed to get one copy of a character. 3-star SSR characters are fucking useless and worthless in today's context, i.e. like tournament raids and above. And you need a minimum of UE30 to UE40 to even make the character usable for tournament. Lunatic is strictly UE50 territory. This means you need to get a total of 3 copies of the character to even get UE30. UE30 is basically 220 Eligma, where you can buy 200, which is 80 Eligma, before you pay the full price of 140 Eligma required, or ellipse in this case, which is 700 Eligma, which means you need to get 780 Eligma just for UE30 during your regular 200 pulls. If you consider the rates on a regular, 3-star is 3%, 2-star is 18.5%, and 1-star is 78.5%. So, in 200 rolls, you should be getting 6 3-stars, 37 2-stars, and the rest should be 1-star. 3-stars give you 50 Eligma, 2-stars give you 10 Eligma, and the rest will give you just 1. This means, on an average, you will get 300 plus 185, which actually, that's kind of wrong, actually. That's not right. That should be 370, not 185. Plus 157 equals only 647 Eligma. Well, actually, it's more like 827 if you count in the fact I'm correcting it. Although this is the most average estimate, so keep that in mind. This means you still have to roll for more just to possibly get a character to the base of UE30. Let me remind you again, you have to spend more than $420 just so you can get one character to UE30, which is barely usable nowadays. Now, as I said before, if you do reach 827 Eligma on average, you can guarantee UE30. If you're unlucky though, 07 brother. Aside from the halved estimate on 2-star units, he's pretty much right. One thing that I definitely realized is that they really should lower down the pricing when it comes to raw purchasing pyroxenes. My god. Okay, before you say that Fiani's opinion has no weight in it because he's probably a player who doesn't do PvE content seriously, Fiani is actually an endgame player who can casually beat tournament content. Not to mention, he literally has beaten Gebra Lunatic. He likes Wakamo a lot. So, if a player of this caliber is complaining about this, then there's a high chance that this could be a pain in our asses. At least seems like the buff you get at UE60 isn't a huge deal. Big chance I might be wrong about that, by the way. And we can finally use our excessive ellipse that we can have beyond UE50. Yippee! Last but not least, the new reward system for doing gacha. If you pulled a student, first time in the banner, who is rated up, you will receive 100 ellipse of that student. In addition, every time the student's pickup banner is reopened or rerun, you will also receive an extra 100 ellipse when you get it for the first time in the rerun banner. I know this sounds confusing, but hang on, let me continue. These are the cases for when you will get extra ellipse. Number 1. In case you do not own that student when receiving her for the first time in a rated up banner, then you get an extra 100 ellipse. From the next duplicates and onwards, you just get the usual 30 plus 70 extra ellipse from picking up the unit, just like the old system. Number 2, in case you do own that student before, when receiving her for the first time in a rerun banner this time, you will obtain not only 30 plus 70 because of the pickup bonus, you then get 100 extra ellipse, totaling 200. Same case after the next duplicates though, you will just get another 30 plus 70 ellipse as well. Basically, you get a bonus 100 ellipse for the first time you get that featured character in a banner. Now, it's pretty clear that this new system is meant to counteract the new maximum UE level so it won't completely destroy the Iligbag economy. Considering we get 100 extra ellipse, that means if you get another dupe, or let's say you got the featured student during your polls and then spark the same student, you will obtain 200 ellipse in total. Just 20 more for reaching 5-star, which means that you can get UE30 by just using 20 Eligmas to buy 20 more ellipse, since the first 20 ellipse only requires 1 Eligma. Worst case scenario, you'll still guarantee your student to be a 4-star. That being said, maxing out a student will require us to use 500 extra more Eligmas now because you do require 200 ellipse for UE60. The new reward system will minus it by only 100 after all. And if UE60 is required to deal with bigger threats in endgame, which will most likely be the case, then it will be a bit of a struggle in the long run for most of us. Well, that's all folks. Please let me know what your thoughts are about all of this by leaving your opinion in the comments. It would be much appreciated. If you want a part 2, then give this video a like and share it to other senseis that would be interested in this. Thank you for watching and I'll see you all next time.